Oh, good afternoon.
Hey, everybody. Lord.
How are you guys doing today? Good, I hope.
Hopefully. Y'all
You
good?
already know I ain't talking unless we get some shares and some
Uh,
likes and stuff and some
You are
views. So
so the most. So the most.
I can wait.
You can wait.
you sound like a school teacher. I got time.
I
Right?
got time.
Got nothing but time. Y'all don't leave till 3 o'clock.
Okay.
Patrice, is this thing on? Shawn,
I
Bryce,
think
is
it
this
is.
thing
I just
on?
understand that it was.
It's on. It's recording.
Okay, well, we have to get this shit started. Instagram, Twitter land, Facebook land. How everybody doing today? Shout out to T.S. Madison. So before I get started and my little stuff that I go through every time that we get on live, there was a guest, a panelist that we have been missing for like a week. Y'all, and I'm sure y'all know this. He wasn't here Tuesday. He wasn't here Thursday. He had some shit going on with him. But I would like to welcome Mr. This person got so many different names. I don't know which one. I'm gonna call them all out. Shawn, Buddha Bear,
Buddha!
Panda,
Buddha
the
come.
color
Come on,
king,
sir.
Gray. He is back and in action. How you doing?
Oh my God! What's goody? What's goody? Welcome back, y'all. Hey, I miss you guys so much. What's the tea? What's the tea? Oh my God, it's been a minute. I'm so ready to, get in this conversation and indulge with y'all again because I just been missing this bond that we got. So I'm all here for it.
Yay.
So
You got your eyebrows together. You all right?
welcome back. Welcome back. I wanted to, before I get into our other stuff, there was a shout out that I actually wanted to do, if you guys don't mind. Over the weekend, I had the best lemonade I've ever tasted in my whole entire life. Um, I'm not exaggerating. I'm not trying to get nobody clout. This lemonade was the best lemonade I've ever had in my whole entire life.
The first squeeze moment.
So this business, this young entrepreneur, she is. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me get my thing together. My bad, y'all. This ain't right.
Oh, this one.
This ain't right. This young entrepreneur is 8 years old,
Hey, ooh.
and she is making moves. She's African American.
Yeah, she getting us good money.
Her name is Johnathan Bush, and I'm giving her a shout out today. The reason why I'm giving her a shout out is not because anybody can go outside and sell lemonade, actually at a lemonade stand. But the simple fact is that this girl has now branded and actually logoed her business and is now selling to restaurants, is now selling to businesses and things like that in large quantities. She is making moves at 8 years old. I had the liberty of buying 2 gallons of lemonade on Friday and was in awe. I was wowed out. And I'm not exaggerating.
What do you have to
Drunk 2 of these over the weekend.
deliver?
2. Where it all went, I don't know. But this is her logo. You can check her out on
Squeeze the
Facebook.
juice.
It's called Squeeze the Juice Lemonade. You can go to Facebook and just type in Squeeze the Juice Lemonade, and you'll be able to find her.
That's on period.
That's on period. So she started off as a lemonade stand, but due to the popular demand beginning selling lemonade, she starts selling lemonade by the gallon. So again, if you want to buy it, those are the prices. It's there. Please, please, please go out there and support. And I'm telling you, it's good. I typically don't do advertisements on here and things like that, but I wanted to give a shout out because she was she was 8 years old. I know, and I applaud that. You are making moves at 8 years old, and I love it. And the lemonade is actually good. I'm actually buying some more ASAP.
Okay.
On to serious business. I want to let you know that we're still doing the focus groups and the IDI. We have a focus group that is scheduled on Monday afternoon, 3 o'clock. And we have 3 people that's already enrolled. We're looking for more. So if you're interested, please hit us up, hit anybody up, so we can add you to that list. That list is between the ages of 18 and 24. So if you qualify and you want to be a part of that, please hit one of us up. It is scheduled now on Monday at 3 o'clock. Monday at 3 o'clock. These are the virtual focus groups. I'm going to be doing it by Zoom. Okay. Historically, white men have sit behind their desks and created interventions to engage Black community on prep. However, we all know that it doesn't work, it's not correct. We now have a chance to sit down and communicate and by our own stories, create our own interventions to engage our own community in prep. It's up to you. It's up to us. So sit down and have a conversation. Come sit at the table. Instead of you listening to Jada and Will's red table talk, come create your own table, Black table talk, so that we can have a community. We can have a conversation about prep and actually make something out of it. Okay. So please hit anybody's up. Again, I already have one scheduled. It is on Monday at 3 o'clock. It is being conducted by Zoom. So hit one of us up, and we'll kind of get you the information, and they can kind of, we can go from there. I also want to give a shout out to Crew. Crew is our sister organization that stands for Community Resources and Empowerment and Wellness.
That's right.
So what they do is a organization that is geared towards substance use as well as mental health. What I like about this organization is that they use the harm reduction model. What that is that we're not looking to stop your use, but to um, um, moderate your use based on your own goals. And what it looks like is if I'm using my substance, my drug of choice, 7 days a week, and my goal is to go down to 5 days a week, we want to applaud that. Again, we're not looking to stop. Like we want to make sure that you're functional and you're able to continue with your everyday life while using your substance, as well as tackling the mental health portion of it as well. So please, if you have any questions or any concerns about that, hit up Shawn. He is the spokesperson. He is the face of Crew as it relates to Rain. So hit him up at any time. I also want to give a shout out to Uplift. Uplift is also an organization that we work with. Uplift do a non. I'm sorry. Uplift does an intensive case management for the LGBT community. As you know, Rain case manage people living with or without HIV, with HIV through case management services, and without HIV through our PrEP case management. However, if you are part of the LGBT community and don't see that interest in you, you still need case management, you can go to Project Uplift. They will be able to kind of assist you in case manage you without or if you're not interested in HIV care or if you're not interested in PrEP care. So please shout out to them. You can find them on Facebook as well at Uplift. And those are my updates I actually have for you guys.
Okay.
So we're going to dive into this topic
Come
today.
on, y'all. Do y'all believe in unconditional love?
Woo.
I do. Well, tell me about it, Shawn. What do you tell me about unconditional love? What is it? I put it in different perspectives. Not just when it comes to a relationship. Just having unconditional love for your parents. Unconditional love for a friend. Unconditional love for maybe your passion or a talent that you may have. I think that people, when it comes to the term unconditional love, people have to realize what it means. And I'm not going to say the actual definition of what I looked at. I'm going to just take my perspective of what I took from it. Regardless of, sex, gender, if I lose a toe tomorrow, if I have a disability, if I lose everything that I have today. If I say I love something, someone, or or anything with unconditional love, no matter what, my love still stands the same, the exact same that it was when I first started loving you, or just loving you, period, in general. I'm gonna pause there because I'm gonna wait till you get into the conversation, because I was getting ready to go into the conversation. I'm gonna wait till you ask questions. But that's what I took from it. That's what I
how do you feel about believing in unconditional love?
So I think that unconditional love is appropriate in some groups, or some instances. Like when you're in a relationship with someone, a committed relationship, your partner or whatever. Once you get into that relationship and you've passed that point to where you're in love, then that love should be unconditional. There shouldn't be, oh, you got to do this. There shouldn't be, as Donald Trump says, a quid pro quo. You either love somebody or you don't. And when you love somebody, you love all the shit that comes with that person. If you can't handle that shit, then you shouldn't have. You're gonna need to walk away. I'm gonna need you to hit that deuce on them. You can't fall in love with somebody talking about, oh, I can change him. We can change this. We can change. That's not how this works.
No.
That's not how any of this works.
Agreed.
With friends, my friendship is unconditional. But I've also told everybody that I'm friends with, I'm not gonna watch you do anything self-destructive. You start doing some wild shit and you don't give a fuck about the law, your health, blah blah blah. I'm not getting ready to watch that. Sorry, I'm out.
How about you, Johnny?
So when I think about unconditional love, I think about loving somebody um unselfishly. Um I'm putting um I'm putting my needs and stuff aside, or I'm putting my needs and stuff aside for you and your health and your happiness. Um that's what I think the definition of unconditional love is for me. I don't believe that that's something that we need to do to love somebody, to have love with somebody and to be in love with somebody. Um, but that's what I think about when I think about unconditional love. So.
See, when I think about unconditional love, I think about expanding it to different parts. So I feel like the love that I have for my siblings is unconditional. I do think that the love I have for my friends is unconditional, but I also do not want to sit here and watch you self-destruct yourself. But I will support you in whatever you do. But I don't know. I guess when it comes to my like my romantic relationship, mm-hmm.
So one thing that I wanted to hop on because I loved was both of you guys said, I don't know if Shawn said it or not. Both of you guys said about friendships and watching somebody self destruct. So what if somebody? So you love somebody, you're in this friendship with somebody, and you love them traditionally, and they have done something to do you harm, whether that was physically, mentally, or spiritually, and whatever. Like, how do you like? Is like, are we still loving that person throughout that harm? And I'm being harmed. Like, is there a cutoff point with unconditional love? Like, what is that? I think that's
So
what I'm trying to.
for me with friends, I am that person that will try to help you, will try to get you to a good place. If I can't help you, I'll get you to somebody who can.
Yes.
My issue is when A, you refuse all the help and continue going down that path, or B, you take the help and then you fuck around because you're not serious about it. I will distance myself. That does not change you being my friend. That changes me not watching this shit happen. I'm not going to watch a train wreck. I'm good.
Right.
I am still your friend, but I'm not here for the shits. I'm not here. A real friend won't watch you self-destruct.
I'm the type of friend, if we fall out and I see you standing at the bus stop in the rain, I'll be like, bitch, get in the car. Where you going? Like, like I'm not that type of person to just like drop. I'll be like, You know, like now I'm like,
I'm gonna see if I fall out with somebody, we're not friends no more. Like that's, and I don't really fall out with a lot of people. But if I have to get to that situation to where like I'm done, then I'm out. Ain't no arguing back and forth. Oh, we was fucked up, but now we cool. I don't do that. I'll forget who the fuck you are, and you won't even exist in my life.
Okay. So for me, actually, I dealt with a situation like that, Johnny. The exact question that you asked. I had a friend that we were best friends. I love them. I still to this very day, I love them unconditionally. They did some things to me that jeopardized our friendship and made me distance myself. Now, to answer the question, I'm going to forever love this person. I'm going to forever. I'm gonna love you. Anything happens to you, I'm gonna be there. If it's something important, you about to get married or something, and you want me there, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna support you and everything. But I distance myself because of what was done to me in that relationship. But it doesn't mean I have to stop loving and caring for you as a person or a friend. We don't have to be the best of friends anymore. We can distance ourselves. I'm with Patrice when she just said we still can be friends, we still can be cool, but I can distance myself and still be able to be, hey baby, I see you from a distance, you good. I know you good, you posting on social media. It ain't nothing too detrimental happening to you to where you're not posting or I have to go trying to search for you or find you or something like that. But if it's unconditional love and I say I really love you and I really care about you as a person, regardless of what is done or what is said to harm me or hurt me, I'm still going to feel the same way as far as my love goes towards you, but it doesn't mean I have to be around
you. I think my journey with unconditional love is, I see it as a part of also forgiveness too, because I feel like I harbor a lot of things that are not healthy. So I feel like I'm allowing people to say, because I have people who would say sorry to me and I'm like, fuck you, I don't want your sorry. But now, as I'm trying to get older, like as I'm trying to become emotionally more mature, I'm trying to allow people to say, I'm sorry. And I'm trying to learn how to express not just I'm sorry, but sorry for X, Y, and Z.
Right.
So with unconditional love, I feel like, something must have happened. You guys went your separate ways, but then you miss each other, and then you guys come together. And you don't have to be like buddy all the time, but you guys are allowed to come back together, have a conversation, express that this is what happened. I'm sorry. We don't have to. We know we might not be the way we were before, but I need to let you know that I'm sorry and what happened was wrong.
Yeah, I'm not good at that part. Go ahead, John.
I actually, Patrice, I 100% agree with you. I'm also not good at that part either. The only time I'm good at that, but to a certain extent. And I love the angle that this is going, because when I thought about unconditional love, I immediately thought about relationships.
Yes.
Are
we gonna get to that?
I know, but I'm saying I'm loving the turn that because I automatically thought about relationships when I thought about it. But to go with what Patrice was saying, let's a little small little story as a friendship wise. There were people that I grew up with that I felt like we were going to grow old together as friends. Like that was, it was the four of us. That was my little gay clique that I considered to have. Things like that. And that was it. And things like that. And I felt like I had unconditional love for them. Like no matter what, like we were in it together. I would do any and everything for them. They had a key to my house. That they could pick up my car if they needed to. Like, but it was mutual. Things like that.
Right.
And it was mutual. If I didn't have it, they got me. If they didn't have it, I got it. Like it was literally like we were like that. And we kind of grew up with things like that, and starting to get our own lives, things like that, and things like that. And I think for me, and this is with any relationship that I have, I'm actually looking at. If I have to defend my character to you, and I feel like you know me, and we in that position where we saying that we have unconditional love for each other, and I'm defending my character, I don't think that I no longer want to entertain that relationship.
What do you mean by defending your character? I'm
So
sorry.
for instance, if for instance, me and Patrice was to get into it, and I was saying something to Patrice, right? And Patrice had took offense to what I said, right? And things like that. And matter of fact, we wasn't even getting into it. We wasn't even having an argument. But she just took offense to something that I said, right? And so, and I'm trying to explain to Patrice that you know me, like I would never say anything to purposely harm you or hurt your feelings. Like I would never do that. Things like that. You're my friend, and for that person to hold that against me, like as if like I'm, what I'm saying, I'm purposely, my intent was to hurt you. Like, no, ma'am, I would never. My intent would never be to hurt you. And I feel like at that point, I'm defending my character, and I was like, wait a minute, I'm confused. Like we like it's me. Like so like those, and that's one example, a small example of actually bigger things, but like little things like that, it's why I question the unconditional love thing, because I feel like, and I could be wrong, but this is my experience, and this is, I feel like everybody love have conditions.
That's how I feel.
I'm not.
I'm in between. Because I'm
Will
trying to.
Will Kearney.
I don't think it is. Only, but okay. So like with my parents, for instance, they were the first people I ever heard say unconditional love. And it was how they were talking to me and my sister about, it's not going to matter what job you do, what college you go to, who you are. We love you unconditionally because you're our children. And that was really big when my sister came out. And then when she transitioned, because she was petrified, she did not want to tell my father, she did not want to tell my mother. And them being able to turn around and say the same things, that our love is unconditional for you regardless, to me is what unconditional love is about. There is no conditions to love. That's what love is. Love
Yeah.
means to know and understand something. And if you know and understand somebody, then you know all their little weird shits.
That they
You know their
do.
little tics, their little bullshits. You know how to set
Yes.
them off. But at the same time, if you say you love them, then love them.
Right. Right.
I think
Wait,
love
wait,
is a
wait, wait,
word
wait,
that's
wait, 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 wait.
overused.
Because some people will get that mixed up with saying, "Okay, I love you," and actually being in love.
Yo, there's a big difference.
There's a major
Big
difference to say I love you and I'm in love with you.
Yeah.
Let's just
big
go
difference.
there.
That's the difference between a one night stand and an actual relationship.
And I think I care about you while you're here. I love you while you're here, but when you go, it's time to go.
Mr.
I
Right Now,
love that
thanks for
for
coming
one
by,
night.
baby.
I'm gonna read this message from Cheney. It's in the comments. He said the way I've experienced it is it's unconditional love until it becomes an inconvenience. Oh my God.
Oh,
Almost like I'll love you when the times are good, but if it gets hard to either love you or understand you, I have to cut you short, if that makes sense.
It
it's a
does.
manipulative
It does.
person that is
Huh? What you
emotionally manipulating you.
Say it again, Patrice.
It's emotional manipulation.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But yes, that does
So
make sense. A lot of people do that.
Regina asked a question too. She said, "So how do unconventional love was with extended relatives you do not like?"
That's a whole different thing. Family, out extended family, to me, I love them and I will always be there if they need me. I don't necessarily have to like them.
Yes, thank you.
Because
Oh,
we have nothing in common.
yeah.
Like, when we sit down and have conversations, they want to talk about love and hip hop and the Real Housewives, and I don't watch that shit. I'm not a Beyonce fan. I don't listen to Megan Thee Stallion. I watch Neil deGrasse Tyson. I watch Adult Swim, fucking anime. We don't have shit in common. We ain't got nothing to talk about. But if one of them called me and say, "Oh, sis, I need you to come over. Wear your high tops." It's happening.
Mm-hmm.
It's
It's
happening.
happening. It's a real thing.
It's a real thing.
Yeah. I just accept them for where they at and who they are.
Oh yeah.
I try to teach myself that some people are not open to change and they're not accepted to change. I do believe the term that some people are stuck getting their own way and stuck in their ways is true. But if they need me to be there for them, I will be. But also, that doesn't mean we have to necessarily see each other, speak to each other every single day. But it is what it is.
Now, I do think that people that are toxic or just I don't do well with disrespect. Um, when my sister transitioned, I made it very clear to my family: you say something, shit will get weird.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like if you have any family member or friend that is continuously disrespectful for whatever reason, I will cut them the fuck off. Have done
Immediately.
it, will do it. Don't care.
Immediately. Immediately. No games. And don't feel bad about it either. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
You
Oh,
didn't
so
say
that
what you
does
kept
bring us to
disrespecting
our
me.
next question. Does your love have conditions?
Yes, baby.
And
Yes, my
Oh
love has
no,
okay,
conditions.
are the conditions different from your romantic partner to your friends to your family?
That's the gag.
and Nakia actually just said something similar to that. Different conditions of different kinds of love is if that makes sense. If that make any sense.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
yeah. But that's what Bryce is saying now. Like the different kind of like conditions of love with your friends or with your family members versus like being in an actual relationship with someone. Because you may hold different standards for the person that you're in love with the person you're being intimate with, rather than someone who's just a friend or a family member. It's like, okay,
Yes.
well,
Can I break it
I'll be
down?
the odd man out of
break
this.
it down.
Cool with
Break it down for me, Bryce. Go ahead and
Let me
break
break
it
it
Go
down.
down.
ahead, Bryce. Run it.
I feel like with my friends and my family, I'm not dependent on y'all. If I'm in a serious relationship and you say that you want to be my life partner, I'm codependent on you. I'm not fully dependent on you. I'm codependent on you for multiple different reasons. So I feel like since I might be some slightly codependency on you, there's certain things that I might expect from you. But if you like my friend, like, I'm not gonna expect you just to like take. I expect first of all, I expect my boyfriend to take care of me. But if we're gonna be partners, and you talking about you want to be a family and shit, and you want to have kids and shit, I feel like there's certain things that need to be met before we even go down that road. So that's why I feel like different conditions. Because like I'm not gonna look at y'all and be like, I need this and that. Like fuck that. We friends and we love each other for who we are. That's it. But you talking about something you want to be in a serious relationship? I'm like, listen, nigga. I mean, there's gonna be some.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need you to get together. Like, I'm gonna need you to get that together.
Listen.
Listen.
Okay, so for me,
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say it's conditions. More so, it's like different with any because I kind of put everybody in a broad spectrum when it comes to that. Because
Mm-hmm.
regardless if I say I love you, I love you. If I have
Mm-hmm.
unconditional love for you, I have unconditional love. But I will say when I'm in a relationship, there are certain things that I do expect from that person, rather than someone else who is not intimate with me or that I'm
Mm-hmm.
viewing on that type of level. So,
Mm-hmm.
prime example, I'll give one example. Communication for me is a big thing in a relationship. I expect my spouse or who I'm dealing with to communicate with me on a regular basis, regardless of what it's about. If we dealing with something, we're not dealing with nothing. We had a good day at work, you had a bad day at work, whatever. Let's just talk. I like to talk. That's just me.
Yes.
Okay, that's just me. My
Yes.
friends, okay, I don't expect my friends to sit and listen to me blabber every day because I want to sit and talk. Now, if they up for it, then I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? I do have some friends that are listening to me talk and vent. I have some friends that get on the phone, they be like, you can tell they really don't want to talk. But you got the ones that be on the phone that just they don't say nothing the whole time and they just sit there and listen to you, literally let you vent. They don't say nothing. You be talking, you be like, okay, baby, is anybody on the phone? Like, am I talking to anybody? My conditions when it comes to that just for me is just I don't know. Like I can't put anybody on a different spectrum when it comes like my family because I treat them the same way I kind of treat my friends in a sense. But I love my family. You know, I love them unconditionally. But as soon as if they do something to me like one of my friends that pisses me off and makes me mad, I'm gonna treat them the same way. I'm not gonna talk to them. I will go into my bubble and I won't talk to nobody. Literally. So I don't know. I can't say that my unconditional love has conditions when it comes to those different areas in my life when it comes to family, friends, or a relationship. It's kind of like I kind of just put everybody in the same
bracket.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. I don't know.
How about you, Patrice?
John.
Go ahead, Johnny.
Well, one of the things that I don't like to hear or I don't understand is the concept of, as it relates to unconditional love, is how like somebody's been together for a very long time. They've been together for 50 years, or what case may be, right? And I know I'm gonna get grief by saying this, but I'm gonna say it anyway, and I'm gonna argue with y'all asses tonight.
Yes.
So somebody been together for 50, 60 years, things like that, right? And one of the spouses passed, right? And then and I don't know if you guys ever heard of, I'm sure you have, but the other spouse typically die of a broken heart.
Yes,
Anybody ever heard that before?
I seen that before.
Okay.
Definitely heard
So for me,
yeah.
for me, I'm gonna get grief, and I know this. But for me, I look at that as an addictive personality.
Mm-hmm.
Here's why.
No.
Here's why. Here, hold on. Let me finish. Let me finish my statement.
Go ahead.
Finish my statement. So I said it to say, because if I love you and I've been loving you for this long and things like that, why would I want to stop living? Why would I give up to like that concept doesn't make sense to me. Like I should die of a broken heart because my spouse just passed. That concept don't make sense to me, because it's almost as if like you're living life for them now. Like, no, it doesn't make any sense. You are your own individual person, and you have things that you still can be doing. Why would you shorten your life for a person?
I have my hand up.
Time out.
I got my hand up.
Time out.
Whoever want to go first. Okay.
My grandmother had identical twin sisters, Wally and Rabbit. That's what their nicknames were. Wally's husband stabbed her to death. 4 months later, Rabbit passed away in her sleep, peacefully. And my family said she died from a broken heart. She didn't go nowhere. She didn't do nothing. They were attached at the hip. They weren't literally attached at the hip, but they were identical twins, and they lived their lives together, and they did everything together. So after she was murdered, it's like a part of her just literally died. It's like a part of her identity died. And then she died 4 months later from natural causes. And so when people say, it's like, you spend 50 years of your life with this person. They're part of your routine.
That's all you know.
That's all you know. So, yeah, of course, I would. Oh, if I died, I would say my husband to be sad after 50 years. Like, damn, I don't want him. I know what you mean. I don't want you to stop living life. But damn,
But
like, you could
what
breathe.
it is.
Like,
that's not what it is.
Like,
it's a personality. That's what it is.
It is definitely not an addictive personality, sir. So
you a Taurus, and you said that y'all the most addictive people. That's crazy. It don't matter how bad your boyfriends do y'all still come back.
Oh my god.
Whoa, I can't believe it. Wow.
Listen.
Y'all can finish out this segment alone, because I'm about to go.
Listen.
Lord.
So for me, I'm gonna do this in the order that it was given.
Yes.
My unconditional love is not different. It doesn't matter who it is.
Mm-hmm.
I am one of those people who always wants to see the people I love be their best and live their best life.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter who it is. Doesn't matter what part of my life it is. If I love you, then that's part of me loving you.
Mm-hmm.
As far as this
addictive
personality, old people dying together. So there are several actual case studies done on people that come from multiple births, whether it be twins or triplets. And it is very common that when one dies, the other one will die within 2 years. They don't know why this happens, but it's the same way that people who have been together for years and years and years, when one dies, the same thing happens. It doesn't have anything to do with a broken heart or any of that dumb shit. It is an actual physical reaction to not having someone that you love and that you're near to, and that you've put in not only your life but also all of your feelings and emotions. Y'all have shared families and grandkids and jobs and all this other shit together as a bond. When you become a bonded pair, once that bond is broken, that is irreparable damage,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna be completely.
psychologically and emotionally.
I'm gonna be completely honest. And I get what you're saying. I just don't ever want to be that attached to somebody.
Then
I
you don't want to be in love.
So no, this is
I don't.
my thing. I put it on a
I don't
I
want
put
to be
it on a
attached
spectrum of saying this. When we get Johnny, the whole scenario was, somebody's been together about 40, 60 years, between however many years in between 40 and 60. They've been together for a while, so they're
Yeah.
old. They're old at this point. The mentality of that old person is not the same of a young person who we think, okay, well, we like, okay, damn, maybe I really don't want to be with this person for the rest of my life, because I know if I really do lose this person, like, I'm just supposed to carry on with my life and continue doing what I'm doing. But at that age, you just sitting in the house and you retired by that damn time, and you really got too much to do. So when this person passed away and they die, and you've been in the house with this person for so many years, and now you're in there by yourself, and you thinking there's people walking in and out your damn house because you're a little old and senile, and you don't know what the hell going on. You hearing creeping and stuff. Things like that do start to kind of play a part in people's mentality. So I think it's also a mental health thing too, that comes along with that whole situation of dealing with situations like that, because again, like Patrice said, when you have grown and grew attached to someone for so long, when you do lose that part of you, just thinking on a mental basis, your mind starts to play games with you in a sense, to where it's kind of like you kind of feel in a sense like, well, what else is there for me to do? Who else am I
And
going
not
to
only
like?
that, but if you look at just what we went through with COVID and how people cannot handle being in the house by
Oh
themselves,
yes,
not around other people. Look at how many people are just losing their shit over that.
right.
And imagine if the person that you shared your whole life with was gone. Just do that comparison. Or even, not even that, about when one of your pets died.
Baby, just put me on I-85 and let the car hit me. I'm
See,
that sorry.
and again, I'm gonna be sad. I'm gonna grieve. I'm gonna go through all of those. I know that, but I don't. I do not ever want to be attached to somebody to where I feel like I can no longer. I can't live on. No, I can't live on no longer.
What if you can't control
Because
that,
Is
Johnny?
it a control issue for
I'm
you,
about to say,
or
yeah,
is
what
it
if
a
you can't
fear
control
issue
you can't
for you?
control that, Johnny. You're not
that's
gonna know
what
how
you
you
said.
feel until that happens.
You said it's a
You
control
are
issue.
not gonna know what you feel until you get
Y'all
that
know me.
call and they
Y'all know
tell
me
you that
too
the person you
well.
love is gone.
Almost. I think that this is unfair.
You're not gonna know how you feel until that happens. I'm being so honest with you. Let me read this
I want to.
comment from Jackie.
Hold on. Before you read that one, and before you read that one, let's go back to the top. Um, Jen Fox asked me how long is my longest relationship? What was the length of your longest relationship?
What was who?
Ooh, Chad.
What was
Mine
who?
is short. I don't have no long relationships. Mine is
Right.
2 years.
No, she asked him
Huh?
that for a reason. She asked him that
She,
for a reason.
yeah, she
Mine was
did.
6.
So the length of the longest I've ever been in a relationship has only been 4. It's only been 5 years.
Mine was
4
4.
years, not
Okay.
5. 4.
mine was 6
4.
and a half.
4.
And I grew attached to that person. I did too.
Typically, after
Um.
5 to 6 years, or definitely after 10, shit starts getting weird. Like I went through a
Yeah.
period
I mean,
when we were working opposite shifts, and I couldn't sleep because he wasn't in the bed.
Yes. Oh
yeah.
my
And that is the worst fucking feeling.
God. What,
That was
Patrice? Are you getting mushy?
That is the worst fucking feeling.
Oh
I
my
mean, I
God,
eventually got over it, but
Patrice
yeah,
said that?
it took like 3 weeks.
Patrice, are you getting mushy?
Hey, hey,
Patrice.
don't start that shit. Don't start that shit. I'm trying to have a
Look,
transparent,
okay,
honest
okay, okay.
conversation with you motherfuckers.
Y'all want me to
No,
read it
but
now?
yeah, you do.
So yeah, go ahead.
All right. So Jackie said, my mom lost her husband after 42 years and she's lost. Now she hearing stuff. So mentally you miss out because you don't know life without that person. Would that truly be unconditional love?
I think that really goes back to that being bonded to someone.
Yeah.
And I think that bonding comes with love as well as understanding and living a life together. Really, I don't think that when it comes down to when you lose someone and then there is a loss for you emotionally and mentally, I don't think that's about unconditional love. I think that's about breaking that bond and the trauma of losing a life partner. Um,
I agree.
Yeah.
I can agree. I can agree with that a lot better than that just being unconditional love.
yeah,
Because
no, I don't think that falls under unconditional love.
okay, okay, okay.
Yeah, no. I think that unconditional love to me is just part of what comes when you love someone.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
that's what love is to me. Everybody's definition for love is different.
Yes.
Yeah.
And everybody has a different love language. So
Yeah, I don't know anything about that. I can't help you with that one.
But we can get into that at a different time because
I
I am
did.
a
Oh, I
love
did my love language test.
I'm a love language expert. You hear
I,
me?
Oh my god.
but yes, please, we need to have
Mine
that
is
convo because
physical
I can't
touch,
wait.
words of affirmation, and quality time. Quality time. Yes. Yes.
Hmm.
Oh my god.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Well,
Go ahead, Bryce.
It's true though. I feel like I agree with the bond of a person. I do feel like if you spend a very, very long time with somebody, you will grow a sense of love for them because they become part of your routine and you see them and you want to see them. And then when they not show up, like when we all went in the office together, there'll be days when one of you didn't show up to work, and I'll be like, "What the fuck they at?" Like, you know what I mean? Like, where you
Right?
at? Like, and so it's kind of weird. It's like, did I be looking for you? And it's like, because you're part of my routine, you're part of my work routine. I expect to see you when I come to work. So,
Right.
I we touched on the last question. Do you have conditions for your friends and family? We did go into that, but I want to discuss two of barriers of love. Have you ever felt like you tried to really give somebody your love, whether it's a friend, family, relationship, but they're just not receiving it from you? And how do you handle that?
Oh yes. But I'm going to say mine. From speaking on my 6.5 year relationship, I'm very transparent about it. A lot of people see me in that relationship and see me in and out of it, and all the stuff that I dealt with in that relationship. I've tried so long in that relationship to try to prove a point to another human being that I loved and cared for them as much as I was so-called caring for myself, but I was actually losing myself and not loving myself because I was too busy focused on trying to make someone else happy when I really wasn't happy in the situation myself. Um, I still have unconditional love for that man. Going back to that, going back to that whole relationship, I do have unconditional love for him. And it was times where we fought. I argued with him. I went to jail over this man. I've lost jobs over this man. I've lost friendships over this man. And throughout it all, I still remained humble and stern enough to say, hey, listen, regardless of what you say, what you do, I know your inner heart. I know you better than you know yourself. And I'm going to still love you and I'm going to still care for you, but I got to let you go. I love you enough. And I have this unconditional love for you enough to say, hey, I got to take myself out of the situation. It's not making either one of us happy. You know what I'm saying? And it goes back to the whole thing where we say, oh, you lose somebody, when you grow attached to them for so long, how do people, how do you, they end up killing themselves or, they end up dying of natural causes and things because they lost this person. Yes, I went through a mourning whole grieving part when I was out of that relationship, but it actually brought me back, being this young, it brought me back to finding myself and what it really was that I wanted and what I really thought love was. At that time, I didn't realize that it wasn't love that I really was chasing, it was lust. So you got to know the difference between loving somebody and actually lusting after somebody, and then still moving forward past that and having unconditional love for that person, regardless if it is lust or if it is love.
um,
That was my personal.
I can get with that, and I want to add something to that. But Nakia says, Johnny, imagine you and your spouse are the only people on the earth, and you lose them. How and then you lose them, and now you're in the world alone.
Ooh.
Um,
Ooh, Nikkei, that's
okay,
cute. That's cute, Nikkei. Go ahead.
that is very cute, and I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. Again, I'm gonna sit well with I do not want to be that bonded with a person that I cannot continue to live life without that person. I'm
Right.
going to grieve. I'm going to cry. I may shout. I may scream. I may go through all of that for a time frame. However, I'm not. I don't feel. I don't feel. I can't rest easy saying that, or even aspiring to actually get that close and get that bonded with a person to where if they leave this earth, I can't I don't want to aspire to be old and get like that with anybody. It's just something that I don't want to do. And you can call it selfish. I don't know, but I would want to live out my life to the extent of my life, with or without that person. Things like that.
But
Now, and of course, I'm not saying that I'm not going to grieve. I'm not saying that I'm not going to, what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to go through those emotions. I may be lost for a time frame and things like that. I may be, what I'm saying, oh, the Patrice is back. I may be lost for a time frame. I may be, like I may go through all of that, but I
Mm-hmm.
just don't agree with me. I'm not with that.
Yeah. I have a
Um,
constant battle of needs and wants because I had a person tell me, you act like you don't need me. And I said to them, I don't need you, but I want you. I want you in my life because you bring happiness. I want you in my life because I found you very funny. I find you very attractive. But I don't need you. I don't need you emotionally. I don't need you mentally. I don't need you financially.
right.
So
You
I
should
don't.
never need anyone.
Yeah, I don't need
Should
you. Like
never
I
need
don't. So
anyone for
I feel
some
like
anything.
people
that's
feel
I
like
feel
they
like
need
that's
to be
another
needed
topic.
to feel loved. Like they
I
feel
feel
like
like
you
that's
need to
another
need
topic.
them in order to love them. And that's the issue for me because I don't want to ever look at a person and be like, oh, I need you. Like, no, I'm never gonna say I need you. I want you,
That's
but I don't
somebody
need
that's used to using their affection as a weapon.
you.
And they need to take on a level of where they're not what does your girl call it, irreplaceable
Mm-hmm.
in your life.
And I also give it another name. I also give it the superhero effect as well.
Yes.
Where some people
Captain
feel
Save a
like
Hoe.
Captain
Mm-hmm.
Saberho. Some people feel like they have to sweep you inside of like they have to get you in a crisis mode, sweep down and save you, and that's a cycle for them, and they like being that person. And no,
Yep.
um, I think Channy was responding to what Shawn was talking about. Bryce, your question, agreeing with
Mm-hmm.
Shawn. Yes, oh my God, I wish y'all could hear me. I tried to prove to this guy that I wasn't his ex. He was really bad. He had really bad trust issues, and I thought that I could fix it at the time. But child,
No, man.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
No,
Oh no.
sir.
Ain't no
Don't
fixing
even
that.
don't even
That's
saddle up
something
for
that
that.
he had to fix within himself.
On the contrary, okay.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was in a situation like that before, to where like it was this person that came in and like set me on the floor and like taught a class on me, like literally taught me about myself, and and I can get into that in a whole different segment, but he taught a class on me, and I had to relearn myself through him, and God put him in that position to do that for me. But I fell in love with this man, right? I wanted to be with him. I wanted to parade this man, buy this man anything. I wanted to do it because I felt like that's what I needed to do, things like
Right.
that. And you know what I'm saying? And he was like rejecting it, like and things like that. Like it was almost as if like we wanted to be together, but he had trust issues as well. There were issues that things like that that he had with him. It was like really weird. But at that time frame in my life, you could not tell me that this is the person that I was not meant to be with.
Exactly.
Like you couldn't tell me that and
Hmm.
whatever. And like I would drop anything for this guy. I would have dropped anything for this guy and whatever. And and I'm trying different angles and things like that in regards to how I show love. At the time frame, my love language was my love language was gift giving. and things like that. So I'm like buying laptops, I'm buying all types of shit, things like that, and whatever.
Oh no.
And wait, hold on. And I didn't mind doing it. I had extra cash in my pocket, so it wasn't nothing for me to do. Things like that. However, the problem was no matter what I did, the capacity that I wanted this man, he was not ready to give me, and whatever.
Right.
And I wanted. That's at one point in time I wanted that unconditional love from him, and things like that. And it took a long time for me to stop and say, wait a minute, I'm not being fair to me. I'm not. I'm about to go. This bitch got Mary J. Blige. This bitch got Mary J. Blige shades on. I can't. No, I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna shed no tears.
Wow.
But
yeah, go ahead.
How old were you when that was going on?
So this was, I had to have been. This was 2000 and 2015. 2015.
If there's one
Yep,
thing
just
I
5
tell
years.
my mom
Just
about, it's about
just
the
5
boys.
years ago.
Because I was never that type of child to be like, oh, but I love him. Like, no, if my mother told me like something ain't right, she was right. Something wasn't right. I was never that type to be so enamored in love. Don't get me wrong, I'm not a prude. I love love. I love dating and being affectionate and being happy and loving stuff. But once you start coming at me with some crazy ish, like you need me and God put me, it's a dub.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of why I'm the way I am. My parents were very big when I was growing up on me not dating in high school, me not dating in middle school, understanding that I did not need someone to take care of me. I did not need someone in my life, that I was enough, and that if I was single and alone, that was fine. So yeah, I didn't even believe in love until I got smacked in the face with it, and then I was over.
I didn't believe
completely
in love
disgusted.
Like last year, really. Keep it hot. I'm being honest.
I went through a time frame in my life
until
too.
It happens to them.
You know?
Yeah, I went through a time frame in my life too where I was a witch and I was a vampire, and I thought that love was a concept that man created to keep us busy and keep us unfocused.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was a conspiracy for Valentine's Day.
All of
love
that. All of that.
That I do not want.
All of that.
If love gonna have me knocking on your door outside in the rain, begging you to open it up,
no, ma'am.
I don't want it.
That's not love. That's jealousy and insecurity. That's not love.
I don't want none of that. I don't want none of that.
That's not love.
Wait,
that's not love, baby.
Because I was the person that was in the rain knocking on the door, begging and helping.
No. If love gonna have me like Derek, please.
Was that 6-year relationship?
Remember when I said that I had to distinguish between, I said I love this man, but I also was lusting. That at that time I didn't realize that it was lust. I was thinking it was love, and I was doing everything that I thought love was supposed to do. I was trying to fight for my relationship. I was trying to beg for my relationship. I was trying to plead my case with him, trying to make sure he understood, like, I did this for you, and you should understand that I really love you and need to be with you, and this, and that.
Quid pro quo. That's not love. But remember when you said you lost yourself in that relationship? Those are those red flag moments. If you find yourself sitting outside of somebody's motherfucking apartment or car trying to see who the fuck is at the house, you need to ask yourself some questions.
No.
If you find yourself going through somebody's fucking phone because you want to see if there's pictures and text messages and shit, ask yourself some fucking questions.
Girl,
I'm asking, bitch. I'm asking.
Do y'all know what?
That's what I'm
to this day. To this day.
Do y'all know what a Freedom Drive exit at?
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna come pick my phone up. Yeah. I'm gonna pick my phone
up. Let me say this. If the pee still good, I'm to this day gonna still be at the door in the rain knocking at your door. Let me tell you something.
My ex,
Let me tell you something.
I've ever had in my life, period. But I cannot go back.
No, in all seriousness, no.
To this day, I ain't never had no Wayne make me feel that way before. But I can't go back. And life is about
Dick
going
costs a
forward.
dime a dozen.
That's it.
And I know you
It
got
do.
$3.
It wasn't the sex for me though that kept me,
I can't go
regardless
there.
when I seen the red flags. That's not what kept me going back. I really thought that I really
can't.
loved this man, and that I really wanted to be with him. Like my mentality when I literally say lost myself, I really was thinking like, okay, like when they say you love somebody, like you hear all these love songs playing, and you see these reality TVs where people they get cheated on in their marriages, and then they want a divorce, and then all of a sudden Rashida and Kirk stay together.
I'm not saying nothing.
I'm like,
I mean, but these are why stations like Lifetime, Oxygen, all that shit is an emotional setup. If you out here watching Snapped and shit, you need to talk to yourself. If you out here thinking that Cheaters is the shit to watch, and then you taking what you saw on Cheaters and applying it to your real life, come on now.
Which I seen you leaving out the house at 2:15 in the morning. You was getting in a black car. You came back around 6 o'clock in the morning.
If you don't have trust,
I ain't doing that. I ain't doing that.
If you don't have trust, you don't have a relationship. There's no point.
That is
no shade.
No way, Patrice. It all boils down to that is very true.
I drove up to the crib. I didn't knock on the door, but I drove up to the crib, and I sat there in my car like this, like.
Bryce, no.
And my husband was like, drive off. And I was like, I
can't. There was a time frame where I had wrote this guy a poem and whatever. And I had been seeing for a bit. I had wrote him a long poem about how I felt, things like that, because we had been cut buddies for years. And because I was young, I think I was like 19. I was like 19. I was young as fuck. And so I wrote him a poem because I wanted to make the relationship a little bit more, whatever.
Yeah.
So I got to his house. I flattened all 4 of his tires.
You're supposed to.
Because he had somebody in the house. I left the poem on his windshield. So he knew it was me. I blew the horn and drove off.
Period. And drove off.
Patrice, you actually know this person that I'm talking about.
And drove off into the sunset.
Yeah, I figured that already. Yeah, I figured that out already.
So
look, let me tell you some real shit. If a cut buddy of mine ever in life come to my house without calling
and flatten your tires,
flatten my motherfucking tires,
it's a dub.
Bye.
It's a dub.
And then you're gonna be fucking psycho enough to leave a love poem on my motherfucking windshield. Get the strap, goddammit. It's got to happen.
Yes, I have to ask you some questions. We're about to make a Lifetime movie. Let me look. Let me write this
That was
down.
unconditional love.
I love you unconditionally.
That is obsession, sir. That is an obsessive behavior.
That's a part of. Is that a part of that addictive personality stuff he said?
Yes,
earlier?
it was. Here's the tea. It took him 6 months later. 6 months later, he messaged me on Facebook and said, he messaged me on Facebook and said, "I knew it was you that flattened my tires, but what you doing though?"
You know what?
And I was on the way.
Yeah. Hold on. Yeah. Let me get my.
That's terrible.
Y'all got me.
I'm weak. I'm screaming. Right now. It's like I'm dead.
But I've grown since then. I've grown since then.
This I'm good, Johnny. Oh, Johnny was on your.
Well, I'm glad.
Ratchetness. Johnny said he.
Let me get my purse because y'all got me.
That's real.
Yeah, I'm mad at that grin.
I'm mad at you, Johnny, for dude. That is crazy. That is crazy.
Yeah.
Rule number one to be your boss.
That's real crazy.
I was 19.
Yeah, that's
after the fact.
Never let a clown.
Yeah, he did.
That's a lie.
Yes, he did. Remember, Bryce? Back in the day, I was a flaming flame pop, and that back there.
It happened.
I was a big.
Now,
Anyway, no.
if I was the other end, if I was dating that person and his ex and his ties, I'll break up with him. I'll be like, you got to handle that. I'm not getting involved in this. You got too much going on.
You the total opposite of me. Because if I was involved with a person, I'd be like, okay, they playing your time. Like, then we about to go fight him.
Exactly.
So you need to go. You put your suit. Let's go. Like,
I'm like, you need to handle that. Because obviously they still think that y'all together. Because
you have some right. That gives them some sense of entitlement. Like you really giving. They still.
You gotta fix that.
They doing all of that. Like you got people like that out here. Like we doing.
I'd have been like, this open relationship is closed until your hoe stops slashing your tires. That's on period. You gotta get it together.
Please come pick my phone up off the freedom exit, please.
Okay.
I can't.
I'm trying to go to the store and your tires are flat. And we're not taking my car because they don't need to see my license plate.
No.
I don't want no parts.
But if his D so good, left a lot, I put up with it. No, baby.
That show for my man.
It ain't no big. It ain't no kissing that's gonna make me stay with somebody that is toxic like that. I can't.
What's the For My Man show?
Basically, it's when women fall in love with these dudes and they start doing crazy things with these dudes, like killing the dude's ex-girlfriend, or helping the guy rob banks, or helping the guy get away with murder. Like they be involved in this guy's drama. And no.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah. I think that
it's just dick.
You don't know if you're gonna ever get it
again. I don't know, Patrice, to this day.
If it's that good, you're gonna cut up. You gotta make sure you're getting it again.
I have not found no other that made me feel that way. I'm sorry.
I haven't either.
Look, I'm gonna say real shit. As a 44-year-old woman.
Look at her face.
Patrice, log out and log back in.
Log out. It broke up.
Her facial expressions while her screen was frozen out.
Yes, I
don't think I understand. It made me levitate. Like you don't understand. You don't
make no sense.
What makes you levitate? What makes you levitate?
That made me levitate.
What makes you levitate?
I ain't never had to this day.
To this day.
To this day.
I just literally cannot see myself. Like I've never
say levitate.
I levitate.
No type of sex.
I had to look at the ceiling and be like, "Oh my god, wow."
I mean, good sex is great. Don't get me wrong; it is. It's fantastic.
But no, I have not gone back.
But
you can't.
There's always somebody else that can do the same thing.
Where he at?
Look, I have a whole list of items that have to be checked off before I have a new applicant to the team.
Okay, no shade.
Okay, I want to end this off with one last question. And what is something or some things that make you feel loved?
Ooh. Some things that make me feel loved.
I know that
me.
For me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I meant myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know that for me, I like for somebody. I'm gonna go back to love language, but acts of service.
Yes.
That's how I like to feel love. I like to come home to a clean house. That's how I know that I'm a bitch. Period. I'm gonna say something about it. I like, you know what I'm saying? I like to, you know what I'm saying? If I'm like in a rush to do something and things like that,
wow, what's this?
That's for me. If I'm in a rush to do something and you can pick up a task to help me out, that's you showing love. That's how I receive love. Like, like help a brother out.
No, that's what you want. That's not what you do.
Oh, what was the question?
What makes you feel loved? What makes you feel loved? For yourself, what do you do for yourself that makes you feel loved? It's okay, but no, that's beautiful. I think that's beautiful.
I don't know.
For me.
Somebody else answer the question. I don't think I get the question. Somebody else answered it.
It's about self love. So what do you do for yourself that makes you feel love? For me, I'll answer the question.
Oh,
One of the things that make me feel love is, this might sound weird, especially after the whole Naya Riviera situation, but I like swimming. Swimming to me is peaceful. So if
It is
it's relaxing
relaxing.
to me. So one of the things that make me feel love, or like self care, is like getting in the pool and just be able to float on my back and just, I guess, float away. You know, if that makes any sense.
Yeah,
You know,
I can dig that.
Swimming is like a peaceful thing for me.
I can dig that.
Another thing too, singing in the mirror. This might sound weird. I'm being very vulnerable with y'all, but I got my gold microphone.
Yes.
bitch, let me see your
Listen,
gold microphone. Let me borrow it one day.
okay. Period. That's
Patrice,
my
I am
gold.
the fuck weak.
Let me
Not the
tell you
gold
I am
something.
weak.
microphone.
We
I am
have
weak.
been on 4 international tours and 5 national tours with this. Do you hear me? Do you hear me?
Oh
So
So
god.
those are
if I
things that.
Oh, that's so good.
so for me to answer that question,
Mm-hmm.
I love to, like, I guess for me, doing coloring your hair and like um sometimes cooking. Um
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to do that. That makes me very happy. It puts me in a very peaceful state. It's another way for me to show gratitude to myself sometimes, because I don't know. For me, when I color people hair, I just like when people just they love their colors and stuff. It makes me very happy. And I
Mm-hmm.
have a passion for, just doing colors anyway. So, and even just cooking. Sometimes I do that when I'm depressed. When I'm in a state of mind where I just feel like I have nothing else, or I can't vent about anything or talk to anybody, because I don't. Sometimes I don't want to vent. I keep it all in, because it's just like my way of handling the situation. And now my outlet is going to cook,
It's
or it's
easier.
going to do hair. Yeah. So, that's my way of kind of like showing myself that I actually love myself. Like I do. I really
Mm-hmm.
do honestly true love myself. I didn't for a while because I questioned so many things about myself, but now I'm really just, I'm coming into form with self. I'm like, I love me. I wake up in the morning, I go in the bathroom, I'm like, I got this little blemish on my face, but baby, I still look good. I love me.
Period.
Yeah, I know mine.
Okay. What about you, Patrice?
uh for me, I like to do one of two things. Either I like to be alone,
Mm-hmm.
and I like to turn all the lights off and watch my favorite sci-fi and anime shows.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing is that I love to read, so I can find a book and I'll disappear for hours.
Mm-hmm. I
Okay.
haven't
Those are my things.
I haven't read in a long time, which is
I know.
sad. I used to read books
I know,
all the
right?
time.
I need to start back to reading.
My father used to make us turn off the TV and read books. I'd be like, oh, here he comes. But it was good. I'm like,
No shade.
he'd be like, y'all need to
So
start reading. I'd be like,
here we go.
Well, Johnny, what's yours? You
mm-hmm,
figured it out?
I figured it out. So there's a
mm-hmm,
couple of things. First thing is that I do like to be alone as well. I love my solitude. I like to be in my room. I like to be in my game room, my little man cave, and just sit. Sometimes my TV don't have to come on or anything like that. Another portion is I'm going to be very, very. This is embarrassing, but I'm going to let y'all know another secret. As a kid, I had a very, very wild imagination, and I created a separate life for me. Right? And I'm very detailed to where I have a timeline of events that have happened inside of my second life, and um I
I'm
like
with
to expand on this. Like as an adult, it's something that and I know it's weird, but it's something that I have done throughout my entire life. Even as an adult, I still write different things down, or different timelines, or different things that I've done or have accomplished. Things like that in my life. In my other life.
you. Mm-hmm.
Um, it is a female. Her name is Monica. And
Period.
she is an artist. I think that kind of stems from that I think my inner spirit in or my past life is very much of an artist. Um, and so this artist that I've created in my head is very much on the same level as Beyonce. Um,
Ain't nothing wrong with
um,
that.
and literally, and you think I'm exaggerating? Like these are different things that have happened, dates and stuff like that, of time frames, stuff like that. Like I keep it. I write them down, things like that, and it's what I do in my spare time sometimes. Like sometimes I just want to dive into my other life. It's almost like The Sims, whatever.
Yeah.
Got it.
It's like a live action. It's like your own Sims that you created.
In my head, yeah. So I do that a lot. I actually do that a lot. I will sit and fantasize about stuff like that. Of course, I game. I'm in love with anime. And I'm very much just like Patrice. I like to be by myself. A lot of the times, just to kind of meditate in my solitude and things like that. So those are the ways that I show love myself.
Somebody just told me that people they scared of people that like to be by themselves. I'm like, why?
I'm not. That's
I like being in my bubble. What's wrong with me being in my bubble? Does that make me crazy and deranged because I like being by myself?
No, not at all.
No,
People will make you feel like that.
not at all.
Like you like being by yourself. You don't want to be around. I'm like,
no, they just want to.
you be
They just
around
want to
people. You get
disturb
tired
your
of being around
peace.
people.
Fuck people.
Yeah, they just want to disturb your peace.
Fuck people.
Too many personalities, too much going on. Sometimes you just want to just channel back into like, okay,
You want to be left alone.
I'm an alien anyway, so it really, you know.
We should talk. We should be another topic. That should be another one too. Being alone.
Being alone.
It's okay to be alone.
The joys of
Being alone.
First thing, quiet.
Right.
Second thing, no responsibilities.
All right.
You know, I don't. But before we leave, I have to say this because I just thought about it and about unconditional love and about you know, or should I save it for bondage or the bond that we have between two people? What y'all think?
bonding.
Bonding. Okay, I'll save it for bonding. So I'm gonna go ahead and do our announcements and do our outros. We didn't do introductions, but that's because by this time y'all know who the hell. But
Call my number.
Um, so RAIN is an organization that is helping people living with or without HIV, helping you live your fullest and bestest life. We have case management service, mental health services. We have case management service for people that are not HIV positive, or we like to say HIV negative. That is our PrEP program. We have every service that we provide is also provided in Spanish as well.
Hola.
We have a research.
Hola.
Hola.
We have a research person that does all of our outsourced research. So we have research projects that we do throughout the year for people whether negative or positive, different age range. We have a very a very good youth program. We call it EPI, which is Empowering Positive Youth. That is geared towards the ages of 16 up to 24. And I think I pretty much just ran through everything, if I'm not mistaken. So, if
we have a program with Crew that deals with substance use and substance abuse, and you guys can contact me if you have any questions regarding that. I love you.
I apologize.
It's okay, baby.
Oh yeah, yeah, dude.
So, if you need any assistance at all, whether you are looking to get PrEP, whether you're looking for HIV care and looking to get navigation into your HIV journey, everything is private. You know, we are up here and we live and we in color and we have a good time. However, when it comes down to our clients, we are very secretive. We're very much of, you know, I'm going to hold you, I'm going to help you, and your information is private. So if at any time, if you want to, you know, let us know if you want to get services. I'm looking at them and I'm stuttering because I'm watching them in the box.
we're very HIPAA compliant, you guys. Okay.
But if at any time you want to contact us to shoot the gun, just talk about things, ask questions, do so. Again, your information will continue to be private and to stay between us, you and the person that you contact, and that's just that. We have a focus group that is on Monday at 3 o'clock between the ages of 18.
Come on down.
I'm
Come
looking for
on down.
contact one of us. They know how to get in contact with me to get you qualified and get you prepped up and ready. Again, the conversation is not to get you on prep; it's to get information about what you think about prep. I want to know what you think about prep. I want to know how you view prep. I want to actually dig into your brain and see what you know about prep. Um, so please hit somebody up if you want to be a part of that. Shout out to our sister organization, Crew.
Then they cool.
CREW stands for Community Resource and Empowerment and Wellness, focuses on mental health and substance usage. Again, I love the program so much because it's not about trying to get you to stop your usage completely, but to more so moderate it, and you choose how you want to moderate that. 7 days, if you're doing 7 days a week, and you want to go down to 5 days a week, we're going to applaud that, congratulate that,
Yes.
and things like that. And we're also going to tackle the mental health portion of that as well. If you have any questions at all, please contact Shawn. He is the contact person for Crew through Rain. So please give him a call or a shout out or a text. Uplift is an intensive case management program for people that are LGBT. If you are LGBT and you're not looking for case management for HIV or you're not looking for case management for PrEP, this is another route that you can go and just have case management for yourself as well. We're looking for transgender clients, all inclusive, LGBT, all inclusive. So if you are fit that category, you can contact them at Uplift. You can also actually go through Shawn as well and or Patrice. And that's all I had for you guys. Thank you for joining us today. And be looking out for the next show, which will be Thursday. And we will be talking about
Thursday. Thanks for tuning in to Keeping It 100. I'm gonna give y'all a
Till
theme
next
song.
week.
Y'all gonna be ready for that. It's gonna be like that proud family. They'll make you scream and make you wanna sing. Keeping it 100.